Bad hair. Sunday shop, do 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 do. Sunday shop, do 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 do. Sunday shop, do 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 do. Ah, hello, hello, hello. One person in chat. Well, greeting, salutation. Ooh. Ooh, no, I ain't gonna be able to sort that hair out, am I? Never mind. We just have to be fluffy for today. Fluffy hair is fluffy. Ooh. So, another Sunday, another week done. Some other jobs jobbed. Hello, lovely Marrett. How are you, my dear? So, yes, things have been happening. Mostly in the fish room. I'm not going to lie. Well, fish house is more apt, really, than room. Hello, Scott. How are you, sir? We'll just let a few more people trundle in, and then we'll say what's been occurring. There have been some fish left us, not in a good way. There have been some fish joined us in a good. Well, that's always a good way. Oh dear, Marritt's watching footy. Howdy, yes. Very like me, puff. Well here. If you've not watched it, watch Mr. Daniel Keeping Fish. I don't know why I'm pointing it on my screen because you can't see my screen. Are you still in here? How are you? But Mr. Danielson did a rather good video which went up, I believe it was this morning, on was it the shark fin air pump? Looked very impressive, video and product. Git. No, I haven't got one. But yeah, definitely worth a watch. And if you're looking for an air pump that's capable of doing lots of pumping, then certainly worth a look at. Mystery Snail Guardians, hello. How the devil are you? So, as we've got a few people here, and little Lisa, hello, my dear. Yeah, that blew a lot of air. I was trying to think of a way of putting it less pervertedly, but you know, there was lots of blowing going on in that video. More bubbles and a matey bubble bath. So, yeah, where to start this week? Shall I start at the beginning? That's probably the easiest way. So, Monday is generally water change day, and Tuesday if I can't bother to get it all done Monday. Hello, Ricky. How are you? Happy birthday, sir. Forget whether it was yesterday or today, but happy birthday. Yeah, you came in at just the wrong moment. We're talking about air pumps. Yeah, so go start me. Water changes. Actually, it was lights on sign. Turn the lights on. Spotted 2 dead blue dreams. Well, not blue dream, blue shrimp. Let's call them that. It's easier to remember. Said 2 dead blue shrimp in the tank. So I was like, right, we're going to do that one first because there's obviously something wrong. Sorted. There we go. Yeah, close enough. Oh dear. Peed as in angry, grumpy, or been drinking too much. Anyway, so did the water change on the shrimp first. Found 2 more dead ones while I was doing that. So that involved a bigger water change and degunk and clean out and Yeah, it's amazing how much shrimp poop can build up underneath a piece of wood. Broke a 10-gallon, a 20-gallon, and it cracked. Oh no, Ricky. Oh no. Yeah, yeah. Don't touch anything else glass for the rest of the day, my friend. Although you've done 3, it's normally 3 is a not a charm, but they do come in 3s. So yeah, we did that. Got that done. Trundle around, do the rest of them. Get to the fry rack. We find the biggest one of the Neolampologus similis. Very, very pine coney. So he or she had to be put down, euthanized, humanely, which is always a bummer. No obvious reason why, but so anyway, carried on. We've got the rest of the water changes all done. Tuesday, nothing much happened. I'll do it. Yeah, Tuesday. Yes, well, I remember. We had another one go, Mr. Pisto. Now, over the weekend, he'd been getting a bit quiet and listless. Sort of a bit off his food. And then wake up Tuesday and he's no strength whatsoever. He managed to somehow get into Ginger, super long fin super red bristlenose. And so he managed to get into her hidey hole and couldn't get out again quick enough. So she gave him a serious beating on the way out. So yeah, unfortunately, he had to be euthanized as well. He was very close to dying on his own. The Wednesday, good news. We went to another, well, an FS, not an LFS, because it's an hour away, which to me is a long way away. Yes, I know for Americans, an hour away is nothing. Hello, Patty. And got my first cares list fish, or endangered fish. We got a trio of female Limia perugii, whichever way you want to pronounce it, which I can't really show you at the moment because the tank they're in is right around the corner. And we also got hang on, we also got a laptop sitting on top of the camera lead. Didn't plan that very well, did I? Right, let's go through there. Right, so in here, probably hiding up because they like to do that. You can just about see the male, just above the fake white rocky thing. But we have a trio of Scyphia multipunctata, a male, a female, and a fry. Oh God, what was that so far forward? There we go, that's better. And so that was a yay. And all was going well till yesterday morning when I fed everyone. I was sat in my armchair watching the Limia because they're awesomely gorgeous fish. I don't really look it in the shop, but when you actually see them up close under light, they really do pop. Multicolored sparkles is the best way of putting it. And one, only way I can describe it is had a massive seizure and died. Literally went from feeding and acting completely normally to up to the top of the tank, down to the bottom of the tank, up to the top of the tank, down to the bottom of the tank, stop moving. Howdy, Lumpy. So then it was like, oh crap, what? Uh-oh. No, my first endangered fish, and I've already killed one. So water tests straight away. No ammonia, no nitrite. Nitrates were at 10, pH is 7.5, GH, KH, everything's fine. No problems with the water. I was like, right, well, they're live bearers. Has she got a belly full of fry? And if so, can I save them? So I've got a bowl, put her in the bowl, have a tank water, and performed a very, very careful cesarean section. Unfortunately, there were no fry, there were just eggs in there. And the eggs went into my egg tumbler, but unfortunately, they've not. They're dead. So I tried, I gave it my best shot. But, you know, rest in peace, little Limia. I mean, sounds bad, but I'm glad I got them for a good, cheap price. But then today we went and we got some more fishy friends as well. You know, because another LFS was having a bit of a reopening and a 20% off sale on livestock, plants and live food. Unfortunately, they sold a lot yesterday, so there wasn't a lot left today. So I didn't manage to get any plants. Thank you, Daniel. But that's all I could think of to do. Was, you know, if she had fry, at least try to save them. Being a live bearer. Yeah. So off we trundled. Yeah. I mean, yes, I felt like such a bad fish keeper. You know, lost several important fish to me this week. There's another one as well, is the elderly. Yeah, that was the other one yesterday morning. There's down there in the Pleco grey out tank, which has the lights off because that bloody blue gives me a headache. The 12-year-old bristlenose that I got from my friend, she was belly up as well. But yeah, that's not too much of a surprise, really. You know, 12-year-old bristlenose. I don't know how long they can live to, but she's an old fish. I mean, she looked like she went out peacefully. You know, she was just sat there on the bottom and didn't move when I went to the tank, and then when I put my hand in, poked her, she didn't move. So, yeah. But anyway, so what new fishes did we get? Test for iron in the water. I will do, Marrett. So what did we get? Well, obviously we got down here, we have the tank of baby mollies, and as you can probably see, we got Missy Pisto, another friend. Now, I'm not entirely sure if that's a male or a female. It's still very young. It's got very brightly coloured fins, but I'm not entirely sure whether that's a he or a she. I think it's a male. And then you probably can't see, even if I do get up and wangle the camera around a bit, they're probably hiding anyway. Oh, you might be able to see right down the back. We have a pair of cribs, but not just any old crib, not your standard Pelvicochromis pulcher. These are Pelvicochromis subocellatus motardi, to be precise. So hopefully, I mean, I say hopefully, but this is me. They're cribs. Most of us know what tends to happen when I get involved with cribs. Anyone want a bunch? That's the other thing. Yeah, so if you look at If you actually go online and look at pictures of them fully coloured up, let me put it in the chat. Velvic Chromis Sublatus Tardi. Yeah, if you look at those fully coloured up, it's like wow. But sitting in the shop, they're just a boring silvery grey fish. No colour, no markings, nothing. That tends to be what happens with cribs anyway. So, but yes, as Dan says, more cribs is what happens. And as some of you may know, with the actually you might not, I might not have said anything. The new 64-litre tank, I can't sit there and look at an empty tank. It bugs the hell out of me. So what did I do? I grabbed a couple of cribs out of there and chucked them in there. And get the cycle started, keep things going and that kind of. Yes, who's doing the cribby matey dance? Yes. Chances are we're going to have baby cribs in there fairly shortly. So, unfortunately for them, cover your ears, little cribbies. But the adults will come out. Obviously, once the subocellatus have gone through their quarantine, they'll move in there. The other cribs will come out. And then if there are any babies in there, well, sorry, be your live food. Because cribs are awesome fish. And they're great to keep, great to breed. No, a wonderful fish. I won't knock a crib. Apart from that, because they lose all their colour in the shop, when they get a little bit stressed, they lose all their colours. They don't sell, and they're a nightmare to shift. I mean, admittedly, that's my 5th generation of cribs in there, so I've done quite well out of them. But yeah, they are a pig to sell, and still not sponsored. Oh, and the other one, as you know, you get kind of blasé about things sometimes and you forget about them. Well, there's another 100-odd bristle noses in there. Yeah, it's 5 weeks since the last lot were born, which means the first of these sets of spawns, since I got Spotty spawning with Bertie, are all down in the 54-litre tank. So we've got one complete spawn of bristle noses in there. Does anyone now? When I was shifting them over, because I was aware that the tank was still cycling, as it were, I didn't dump them all in at once. I did it over the course of a week. Can anyone guess how many bristle noses Sharpe had in a 6-gallon tank? And they're now in a 15. Put your numbers in the chat, peeps. How many bristle noses do you think we had? Bearing in mind, I did count them all over. Good guess, Dan. And bear in mind, I've got 3 spawns like that now. Closest so far is Marriott or Dan. But even I don't measure bristle noses in miles, Dan. It's still feet. What was the last time? Something like 65 feet of pleco, wasn't it? Something like that. Anyone else got a guess? Come on. There's no such thing as too many bristly noses. Yeah, there were 140 in total. So yeah, 280. Yeah, so at the moment, we've probably got around about 400 baby bristle noses again. Howdy, Gabe. Welcome on. So God knows what's going to happen if Fred and Ginger start. And then if I get a pair of Sunshine or Lemons for the new tank, and then they start, I might need a new rack, which means I'd need to find a job to buy a rack, and then I'd have to quit the job so I could have time to look after everything. Evening, Aaron. Oh, we're getting there. Stuff happens. Such is life. Da 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 da. We'll get rid of some of the glare off the shrimpy tank. I really got to get something behind this tank because it's just massively whited out. That's the thing with having a white wall behind it and a big bright white light. Will an Amazon saw be all right repotted into a bigger pot with a root tab liquid fur? Yeah, it should be if you repot it on with some substrate, either sand or gravel. It might melt back a little bit. I know you have merit, but every time you start talking about racks, my mind goes somewhere else. No, and what I remember. Before I get told off again. Oh. That's because I was doing a bit of a clean up and a water change in there this morning. But yeah, I mean, even if it's not painting the back of the tank black or anything, I might just think I've got a black duvet cover or something somewhere. Just hang it down the back and might help. Oh, here he is. Here's the Pleco Super Dad. Spotty. And all the hideous watermarks down the front of the tank. Yeah. Oh, while we're here. Shellies. Somewhere behind all the fish food. Chimpies. Some new boots arrived. Fast week, last day of work. Everyone calling sickness to manage full cash and carry. Still tired of feet are killing you. Been there, done that. Oh, I know that feeling. When you do everyone's job in one day and you still only get paid one wage, that's just not good. And if you're lucky, your boss goes, I appreciate your effort. But yeah, appreciate my wallet. It's always the way of things. Ash on my shoulder. Got a bit of a grump on all day. Got a crick in the neck. Oh no. Yeah, I've had those. There's not quite anything you can do to get rid of a crick in the neck. You just kind of either stuck with it or you can try and crack it out, but you got to be careful because that can make it worse. Yeah. Happy that you smashed it, yeah. And you're like, yeah, yeah, come on. Oh, oh no. Not just Marriott, I've got to worry about getting in the bath. It's Lisa as well now, telling me she's getting all naked and wet. Oh dear. What is it with me and Sunday evenings and women? I know I make people feel dirty quite a lot, but I didn't think it would be quite that bad. Yeah, I had my bath this morning, good and hot, and bubbles. No, no, Lisa, my mind doesn't go to the gutter. That's my default position. My mind default sits in the gutter and looks up. Someone's done something really bad if I'm taking the moral high ground. Let's just put it that way. Um, yeah, so yes, that I think that covers everything. We did get something else today. Not normally something I'd say to people to do, but I've got a couple of assassin snails. We may have a minor infestation of Malaysian trumpet snails, so um, and hey, at least if they reproduce, I can sell them on. Um, it, and it's not because they're a pest or they're unsightly. It's just there's blooming thousands of them. I'm actually more concerned about the water quality in the tank than I am about the amount of snails in there. Um, yeah, my mind lives in the gutter. You know that line people don't cross? Yeah, it's somewhere over there in the distance. Itchy nose. That's what I get for being outside today. Um, yeah. So, and the other thing, we popped back to Tivitshaw St Mary Church to see our ghosty friends. Oh, good question. If you have one fishy supplied free of charge for rescue aquarium cleaning days, what one item would you choose to have a constant free supply of? Electricity. Yeah, that's the biggest expense really. Once you got the tanks, buying the fish is fun. The electrics isn't. Jimmy P, I did miss you. I do apologise. Good to see you too, sir. Sorry I missed your first stream yesterday, but I had chores to do, and I didn't want to do them this morning, so I had to kind of do them yesterday. But yeah, so we went back to the church today, the little old ruined church. Saw Reverend Boys and little Wilfred. See the lad is still in you, and be yourself. Hello, Steve. Yeah, and Mary, being Mary, done some more research and found out the names of all of young Wilfred's family and how many of them are actually buried in that graveyard is quite scary. Um, so we left some flowers for them and had a chat and word, and I left a set of jacks for young Wilfred to play with if he wants. Hopefully, no one steals them from the grave. People do that. Uh, but, soft, I know, but hey. he communicates. I say communicates. He interacts with us. So we say thank you. I think tonight or tomorrow, Mary's going to do some background research into the Reverend Boys and his wife. Yeah, I mean, it's bad enough when they steal stuff from on top of the grave, Lisa, but back in the past, they used to actually dig the people up. But yeah, it's one of those lines that even I don't cross. Oh, good question, Steve. The Fluval Flex and the Lovefish Panorama. They're both really nice tanks. Panorama's got a hinged lid, which is nice, but the filter isn't great. The Flex has got a superb filter. The light's better as well in the Flex, and you can hide up your heater and stuff. No, I didn't get around to it, Merritt. When I decided I was going to do it that day, I absolutely honked it down with rain all day. And I'm not walking quarter of an hour in the rain just to get stuck with a needle. Quarter of an hour each way. I personally, I would, between the two tanks, I would look at the space you got, whatever you're going to be putting it on, to check it fits. Because the Flex being square and might be too deep front to back for most normal furniture. Other than that, I would say whichever is on offer at Pets at Home. Replacement parts are cheaper for the Panorama. Yeah, the people who complain about the Flex filter are basically being daft. I've heard complaints that it's noisy. Mine are silent, all three of them. If it's noisy, it's because there's something vibrating against something. They've probably got the pump either touching the glass or the side of the compartment. They haven't got the nozzle done up tight, or even just the cable is rattling against something. It's way more filter than the tank needs. And let's be honest, I just use the foam in there, and I breed bristlenoses in there. I breed bristlenoses and cribs in there at the same time, along with other fish living in there and snails, which is way above what the recommended bio load is for a tank that size. Yeah, or there's something in the impeller. Yeah, it probably just needs to clean the damn pump out most of the time. Just give it a bang or a rattle or something. Take the impeller out, clean it, put it back, and it probably won't make any noise anymore. But yeah, they're silent. The only time you hear any noise out of Fluval Flex, in my experience, is when you've got something wrong. But then it's also the same with the Lovefish Panorama. If you've got the filter set at the right height for the water level you've got in there, you don't hear that either. And I mean the outflow, not the actual motor. I mean, what noise you can hear from here in the background, that is literally just the air in the tanks from the sponge filters and egg tumbler. I mean, if I do that, can you hear that Fluval Flex? Yeah. The other one people complain about is that fish can get in the back and get trapped. Well, if the fish are small enough to get through there, they can get back out of there again. And it makes a very good accidental fry nursery. Hello, Kenny. Welcome, sir. Game of minnows filter properly for the first time. Ages full of brown sludgy gunk. Note to self: do it more often. Use about 20 Q-tips. Yeah. I use a toothbrush and wire brushes. And that down there, that'll get both the filters cleaned out like that twice a week. With 100 odd bristle noses in there, you don't want to know how quickly they fill up with gunk. And then that's 2 filters designed for much larger tanks. Leaning towards a panorama and upgrade down the line to an Eheim Classic 150 external. Yeah, I say the Eheim is a lot easier to fit a canister on. Sorry, the Lovefish, because the 64 I've got sat here is running a Fluval 107 canister. You have to kind of attack the back of the lid a bit with a hacksaw. Well, I think that's what the person I got it off from did. I personally would have used a more appropriate tool, but that's because I have those. Yeah. When you build models, you tend to have all the tools around for cutting plastic and doing it neatly and tidily. It's just one of them things, yeah. Mind you also have all the makeup applicators and stuff as well, because you use that when you're making models. Yeah, so it's a toss-up. But if you're looking towards going for an external, I would say go with the Lovefish Panorama, or just see whichever one of them is on offer at the time. Pretty much Pets at Home always have one or the other on offer. I'm wondering if you could hook up the outlet of a canister in a flex so it actually blew directly into the tank rather than just into the pump compartment. Interesting thought. You might be able to. Not that I would, because it really doesn't need it. I mean, that big foam brick or sponge brick in the back of the Fluval Flex is probably bigger than the amount of sponge you get in a canister that size. Yeah, panorama at night is 100 and the Flex is 150. Yeah, give it a couple of months. The panorama will be 150 and the Flex will be 100. It's just the way it goes. So if you're making a decision and you want the panorama, get it while it's on offer. If you're not in the Pets at Home VIP club, sign up for it. Just go in and do something. Because even if whatever, just sign up for the Pets at Home VIP club. So then you get sent a bunch of vouchers. And I think one of the first ones is something like a £30 off voucher. And you'll get other random ones, some of which are quite useful, most of which are garbage. And plus, every time you buy something, a little bit of money goes to an animal charity, which, you know, I don't mind supporting animal charities because animals are awesome. Oh yeah, getting busy for Fishtoberfest. How's the old eye today, Ken? Yeah, that is a very Sharpie thing to do. Managed to drop a piece of 2x4 on your head. I'll say if you want to see a panorama that is, I guess we're talking the panorama 64 litre, Steve. I say if you want to have a look at one, there's this week's video actually shows mine. I don't think I actually showed where the canister's mounted over, but you can see it. But Yeah, it's one thing seeing an empty glass box in a shop, but seeing one with substrate and plants and stuff in it. Even in the VIP club, our vouchers and naff, never anything we use. Yeah, most of the time they're fairly. Bleh. But every so often you get one that is actually useful. Admittedly, when I needed lights, I didn't have one for lights, and when I got the light, I then, like the next week, got an. And I didn't even get it from Pets at Home. I got it from Amazon. But the very next week after that, I got a 25% off a light voucher going through. It was like, you bar stewards. 25% off, I'd have got a bloody Fluval. Pardon me. Fluval, Fluval. Go on, Till says someone had 30% off the whole shop the other day. Yeah, I had one of those. Yeah, I didn't buy a pack of bunny treats or a plant. That was where I got the Lovefish Panorama, the first one, the 40 litre. That was on offer. I had a 30% off, and I got the tank, the substrate, the wood, the air pump. Not the air pump, the heater. So what was it? Yeah, it was 2 bags of tropic. Well, it was one of the large bags of tropic substrate, big hunk of wood, the tank, blah blah blah, and it came at less than £100. One in a million shot. Yeah, I'll say it's, when you get to a certain point, Kenny, you know whether you got a concussion or not, or you've broken something. And it's poop time. Pardon me. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I've had a lot of blows to the head over the years. I completely lose train of thought sometimes, but yeah. I got a bone today. It cost £17. It was the antler of a Scottish deer. Sweet. I'm sure Bailey's going to go nom, and enjoy his piece of antler. 1 in a million hits 6 out of 10 times. Unless you're a Sharpe, then it's 10 out of 10 times. Yeah, I just try and avoid 2x4s. It's just safer. I'm the guy that broke both feet jumping off of the shed roof and landing on a piece of 2x4. 50p off of a bag of dog food. Yeah, well, so these vouchers are generally designed to try and get you to come back into the shop and buy something, but it's better to have them than not have them, because occasionally you do get a useful one. And when you do get a useful one, it's kind of worth it. Plus, you can just give you a little key fob thing to the person when you're going to buy some fish or something. No, I actually landed on my feet. I was that drunk, I landed on my feet. But yeah, I forgot there was a lump of 2x4, sat on the patio, jumped off the shed roof and just landed on it. Broke both my feet. Yeah, so when you get a useful one, and yeah, when you're going to go buy fish, rather than go through all the bloody questions, how big's your tank? How long has it been set up? What's in it? Bleep. They got all the details down. It's a lot easier. Although I answer, how big? I did take just answering how big is your tank with which one. The one they're going in when they get home, or the one they're going to be living in once they come out of quarantine? And then the person stands there looking at you like, quarantine? Yes, because I don't want to get disease from your fish into one of my tanks. Yeah, I did know them all. They changed staff recently, and the new fish guy is a bit of a dick, to be honest. I mean, he's probably just got really used to dealing with people who have no clue what they're talking about. So when it comes to talking to someone who's got a clue what they're talking about, he don't really like it very much. Now, it might just be me putting him right on things. You've got these labelled up as electric blue Acara. Yes, they are. No, they aren't. They're blue Acara. Yeah, exactly. It says blue Acara, electric blue Acara. No, they're blue Acara, not electric blue Acara. There's no bloody difference. There's a lot of difference. Because the electric blues won't eat everything else that's in all these tanks. The blues will. Huh? Yeah, the electric blue is a lot calmer than the blue. The blue will see everything else you stock as snackos. They gave up asking you until a new employee asked me. I just duck under the counter. Yeah. Sounds like me when I walk into a model shop. They always send the new guy over. So they know I'm going to troll the new guy, basically. I'm back when I used to do the RC all the time, radio control. Yeah. Yeah, there's Sharpe. Send the new guy over. Let Sharpe troll them. And you see the other guys just stood behind the counter wetting themselves laughing as I'm trolling the heck out of the new guy. When you're asking questions about asking a load of really dumb questions about a really basic beginner's entry-level radio control car, and the person serving you doesn't notice you're wearing the sponsored t-shirt of that brand, and not just the sponsored t-shirt, the one with the team driver on it as well, with your name on the back. Yeah, you're going to troll them hard. And yes, I troll people in real life just as much as I troll them on the internet. I was trolling some vegetabilists earlier. Apparently, you can have a vegan meat feast pizza with mozzarella. Not a meat feast, is it? It's a tofu and soy feast. It's a meat replacement substitute pizza. There's a reason we have cutting teeth, and it's not for grinding vegetable matter. In the end, I think I just ended up telling them, yeah, you carry on. You carry on eating the food that my food poops on. There we go. So I think that pretty much sums up Sharpe's week. Not a lot else really happening. No, not really. Trying to cut back on these, trying to lose some weight, do some more exercise. Sweet chili chicken pizza, chocolate cake and ice cream. Chocolate cake and ice cream. Yeah, definitely they will. I've been called a meat replacement sausage. Mrs. DKF can be very harsh when she finds grindle worms in the fridge. Did she go and try and spread them on some bread or something, Dan? I'll probably eat them worse, to be honest. Did she think it was some yogurt or? Oh, there's a lovely little tub of mashed potato. I'll have that with my salad for lunch. Where's my mashed potato moving? Hello, Muppet. Yes, work away. Do your tanky stuff. Do your water changes. Have another one of you ladies with wet fingers all the way to the elbow. Spread them on me. If by spread you mean launch at my head. Dude, you live in Scotland. Just leave them outside. That must be cold enough. Yeah, that's. Are you sure? Are you sure that was a seagull and not Mrs. DKF throwing things at you? And I'm just saying, she might have seen the seagull close by and just thought, take advantage of this. Launched a rock at the back of your head. Or should I be quiet and not give her ideas? Whack! It was a seagull, honest. Oh, I'm just imagining grindle worms and mash just smeared all over the kitchen wall where she missed. Like, yeah, you're going to clear that up. Oh, that'd be grim. What are you doing, you silly little Shelly Dwelly? Hmm? Are you trying to decide which rock is in the wrong place? Is that it? Got temperament the seagulls, not the lift. Marriot's just trying to man up to the auction. Well, don't try and man up, woman up. I'm sure you'd be better at womaning up, manning up. Is that is that tomorrow, Marriott? Was that this week coming up? Are you taking anything? And what are you looking to get from going? Other than the 16th? Oh dear. Long way away. Well, as I say, is there anything you're taking? Is there anything you're looking for? Just you getting playback errors? I'm getting nothing coming up on my screen, Aaron. Unless, of course, I'm being censored. What do you reckon? You've got nothing to sell. Oh, no. Big hugs. Well, if you remind me closer to the time, I'll try and make sure I'm about. And we can do the messagey thing and try and get you. I think once you're there and you're in, and you'll be okay. It's just the getting there and the getting home parts that's going to be bad. Yeah, I know you have. I think we all have. Gabe's getting the same, Aaron. So, yeah, pass. So it's not my end. I've got nothing coming up here, and if other people aren't having it. Are you trying to download 30 different videos from Pornhub at the same time as well? That might do it. Yeah, staying. Well, I shall, if you let me know when it's happening, times wise, I shall keep my phone close to hand. So if you need to fire us a text, you can do. I'll be there. Weather? Well, the weather's been fine, dry, and sunny here all day. I hocked it down with rain yesterday. Um, I kind of forgot how bad it hocked it down with rain yesterday until we went out and places were a bit flooded. But hey, that's what you get for building houses down by a stream in a valley on a water meadow. Just a tip, if the house is on something called Water Meadow Lane, don't buy it. Quite remote. Lisa, you're in Wales. You may as well be on a different planet. Or you're in a different century, at least. Back when I lived in Wales, corrugated iron was qualified as a roofing material. Corrugated tin roof on the house. Thinking, what the heck? And what they would call an extension, you might call a lean-to at the best of times. Oh, pardon me. Getting rather windy today. Getting water and you'll see absolutely nobody. Ah, yes, all the holiday makers bugger off. Well, we ain't going there. It's cold and wet now. Oh, skiffies are out and about doing things. They're going under the rock. Bit of chasey going on. Who's that up there? Yeah, little rainbow. What are you trying to do? Well, someone had a nip at you as well, hey? You're not looking very happy. Or you just got yourself caught in the water flow. Well, we shall see. Usually the ramblers that have gotten lost. Yes, it's very easy to do in Wales, get lost. One rain-swept hill looks much the same as the next. Yeah, it was. It can be a really beautiful place, and it can be an absolute. Ugh. It's definitely wasn't a good place back in the 80s or early 90s for a young lad to live. It wasn't good. Fall break or autumn half term this week. On Wednesday, the youngest is going to his oldest brother. Mum and dad get time off. Boom, chicka, wow, wow. Or is it just catch up on sleep time? Yeah, so that's why I like where I am. It's in a small town, so still relatively quiet and very close to open countryside with nobody in it. Um, so you can get stuff you want easily, but you don't have to be around people all the time. You don't hear people all the time. You know, that's something I don't like. I need to be able to get away from people. I don't do well surrounded by people all the time. Bugs the hell out of me. I need at least 16 hours of me time a day. And the other 8 hours I like to be asleep. So, you know, that's why I would quite like to work from home. I don't mean using a computer. I would quite happily pack envelopes. You know, you can do that whenever. So if you wake up at 4 in the morning, you can get up and pack a couple of thousand envelopes before you have to do anything. You can have a nap and you've already got your day's work done by lunchtime. Not a peoply person, crowds and things break me out in a sweat. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Um, I can deal with going into Norwich, but I try and time it to times when it's not going to be too busy. So no Saturday afternoons. Um, if I can, I try and do it sort of midweek after all the school kids and the college kids have gone to college and school. So the bus is fairly quiet, and then come back before everyone else does. Or if I have to go up on a Saturday, I'll go up real early. No, real early. So you get there and you're waiting around for the shops to open. Oh, yeah, God, no, not pension day. I made that mistake. I went into Lidl this week on pension day. Ye gods. Not only are they slow and they have to check the date on every bloody thing to find the one with the best date on it, but they then stop in the middle of the blooming aisle and start talking to each other and block the entire aisle off. And then give you the evils when you say, "Excuse me." But no, it's not me that's in the way. Go stand in a corner somewhere if you're going to have a chat. Or, yeah. It's always the blooming things I want to get that they get in the way of. No. So I want Cornish pasties. I'll just walk past where Cornish pasties are, lean over, grab one, chuck them in the basket or trolley, whatever, you know, just grab in, carry on. I don't even stop walking. I've got to stand there and pull every single one out to check the dates. And of course, I can't read anything from more than that far away. So there's about 50 on the shelf, and you're like, oh, just get one. They will all be fine for a week. Yeah, you are a people person, but you got anxiety of people. Yeah, that's not a good combination. So that's why it's not so bad for me, because I'm not a people person. So having a bit of anxiety around people doesn't really impact me that much. Customers walking in front of forklift trucks after passing barriers that say "Do not enter." Yeah, yeah. You can. I've had it before where you stick a chain across the aisle, right? The chain right across the aisle. It's got the yellow flag, black and yellow flags on it. You know, it's obvious. You're driving down the aisle on the forklift and watch someone duck under the chain. And then they stand there and look at you like, what are you doing there? And then they get upset when you shout and swear at them. Or we just keep coming. Yeah. But, you know, Mike is right. If you're sat on 3.5 to 5 ton of metal, you know, they don't stand a chance. Oh, Lisa's going to go get herself all wet and soapy. Have a good week, Lisa. Enjoy your bath. Hope it helps with your neck. If not, then I'm sure the chocolate cake and ice cream will. Don't fill it too deep, because otherwise you'll only get stuck again. I don't need to put your mind in the gutter, Aaron. It's like mine. It's always there. And it's go human fries, books and tuxins. Okay, see you later, Dan. Have a good one. Try and stay on Mrs. DKF's good side. And the usual to the fry. Just need to calm down before we meet people again. Yeah, I mean, for me, lockdown was fairly good. It meant there were less people about, which was fine by me. Yeah, I understand it wasn't good for everyone, and other people found it a lot harder. Are you guys nestifying? Is that what you're doing? Eh? Is it because I threatened to sell you? Is that what it is? Threatened to sell you guys on because you weren't having bubbers, and then move the ones from in there into there because they are having bubbers. Eh? Is that what it is? Yeah, you can get jiggy with it now, just to sod me. Are you? Hey? Yes. Mrs. DKF, the beautiful, supportive, understanding, and wonderful better half of the fish keeper. Love you, Mrs. DKF. That's what Dan says anyway. He says you're the most wonderful, awesome, beautiful person he's ever met. See you later, buddy. So just having an adjustment. A bit of a stretch. And doing it in such a way, trying not to make anything crack too loudly. Yes. Right. This is one thing I've heard people. It's not so prevalent in the fish hobby, but in the modelling hobby, people are like upset. You know, oh, I've got to hide this model kit from the wife because if she sees it, I'll be in trouble. I've got to sneak this past the wife. Why? If you can't afford to buy it, don't buy it. If you can afford to buy it, the wife ain't going to complain. I mean, if you just used the housekeeping money to pay for a model kit, then yeah, you deserve a kicking. But yeah, I found. I mean, I'm lucky. Mary supports whatever hobby I decide to do. I think. Yeah, she buys me model kits. I'm damn. She's bought me fish tanks and fish and shrimp. Yeah. Well, the way I see it is, we've got a hobby. We're doing our hobby. You know where we are. You know, we're not down the pub chatting up the barmaid or whatever other dubious things men can get up to when the missus isn't around. Right? Yeah, okay, we might spend a bit of money on it, but ladies, you'd rather know where we were at all times, I'm pretty sure. I'm not going to say it, yeah. Yeah, I think we'll keep that one between us modelers, Aaron. But yeah, so I've never felt the urge or need to hide that I've bought something from someone. Not since I was like 15. Well, maybe a little bit old, maybe 18. But yeah, I'm not spending money I don't have. The only reason I bought the fishes I bought this week is A, because I got them for a good price, and B, because I got some money coming from YouTube. That's the only reason I bought them. And plus, empty tanks are empty tanks, they need filling. Oh, yeah, I have had, yeah. Hello, Bubby Shelly Dwelly. How the heck are you alive in there? I'm not even feeding babies. Oh. As long as you got food, yeah. As long as you got the money's there for, you've got the food, you paid the bills, and you're not left yourself completely skint at the end of the month. What's the problem? Now, if you're having to sneak these things in past, I mean, I know most of the time it's just a really bad sexist joke that's being made. But those people are having to sneak things in. I mean, I'm damn sure Kenny's never had to sneak a fish tank past Danny. Yeah, see you later, buddy. Enjoy your work. And yeah, stay away from 2x4s. Out came some to change it for the international crowd. Yeah, so live on stream. Yeah, brassic. Yeah, change it from the colloquialism to the the internationally known. Yeah, yeah. Brassic means skint, broke, out of money. Um, if you're not familiar with the parlance. So again, that's a good example of me going to say something and then having to think, go, no, people from other countries might not understand that term. Heck, people from different parts of the UK might not understand it. I mean, if I was to start talking about the Bishy Barney bee that landed on Mary today while we're at the grave, I'm pretty sure there's only Carl, if he's still here, would know what a Bishy Barney bee is, because it's a very Norfolk term. And the Bishy Barney bee is the Norfolk word for a ladybird. You do with the brass part. Yes. I mean, it comes from when we used to call coppers brass. Yeah. Pennies, tuppences, halfpennies, you called them brass. So brassic. And yes, more weird etymology that Sharpe knows. God knows what reason. Probably a YouTube video I watched. Might have been Lindy Beige, actually, thinking about it. If you like your history presented by a somewhat eccentric Englishman who has a penchant for beige, high-collared shirts, and mad hair, Lindy Beige is a good channel. Lloyd is a very good presenter. He manages to take subject matter that you think this would be good to fall asleep to have a nap to, and make it exciting and interesting. I heard he did one a couple of months ago about basket weaving, and I actually sat there and watched the whole thing. It was mainly of him trying not to swear as he was trying to weave a basket, which was going to be like shaped and have all these. Yeah, it ended up being a basic waste paper basket. He realised it was a lot harder than he thought it was going to be. And this is why I never have trapped wind. You come straight out again. I swear it's just a straight pipe all the way down. Oh, you got dirty looks. Yeah, well, you get dirty looks anyway, Aaron, so there's nothing new there. I mean, I get plenty of dirty looks. That's normally from farting or burping in public. Good way to clear a queue, though. Even better if it's pension day, because then you can blame it on an old person and they think they made a mess in their pants, or they get in trouble from their wife. Yeah, I've done that more than once. Dropped a sly one in a shop, and then so man, this is an old dude getting that absolute rollicking off of his wife. I can't bloody take you out anywhere. That's disgusting. How embarrassing. Gas price in the UK. I think it's getting up to, I think it's 140 a litre roughly now. Because obviously with the ongoing shortage, the prices are going up. Not that there is a shortage, but people are still panic buying petrol. But why? There isn't a shortage. Why are you panic buying? There never was a shortage. It was one or two companies in one part of the UK that had a slight shortage of drivers to drive the lorries and deliver it. But that's become a nationwide shortage of everything. Handsome. Who are you looking at, Robert? I'm definitely not. I mean, I might be a devil, but I ain't handsome. How are you anyway, Robert? Mr. Tennessee Aqua, otherwise known as Bobbert. Price in Norway has gone off the rails. So, yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It's probably because the amount that we're panic buying has meaning shortages in other countries, even. They're probably like, oh crap, quick, divert it to the UK. They're using it all. Yeah. So what's going to happen is everyone's going to have full tanks of fuel, not need to buy any. All the gas stations will be completely full, and there won't be anyone buying it. Yeah, exactly. Right. I mean, the toilet paper I never understood, because it's like they panic bought toilet paper because there was a flu epidemic. A flu epidemic where you don't get a snotty nose or the runs. Yeah, I don't understand that one at all. I mean, I could have understand panic buying paracetamol, ibuprofen, or even like cold remedies, but lasagna, pasta sauce in the jarred pasta sauces, and toilet paper. And then to make things even worse, the celebrity chefs went on YouTube to do like, in all these shortages, I'm going to show you how to bake your own loaf of bread. So everyone went out and bought bloody flour, and nowhere had flour for a few weeks. You're like, oh, seriously? Yeah, didn't buy tinned food. No, show them how to make something. No, show them how to do tinned macaroni cheese. Here's how to make a tin of macaroni cheese. Feed 4 people. Half a loaf of bread. Graham Norton of fish. Oh, jeez. I don't look that old, do I, Robert? Or gay? Um, Actually, the hair's kind of looking a bit effeminate today. Graham Norton of fish. Oh dear. At this point, I'm thinking mostly because it's in the channel title and there are fish tanks in the background. That's the only reason this ends up being a fish show. I think about the first 10, 15 minutes we talk about fish, and the next hour and 3/4 is whatever the hell happens to turn up as the subject. Not only TV, socials like Facebook, they're horrendous. Yeah, as I say, I mean, the TV reported that there was a fuel shortage, which caused people to panic. Then everyone posting on Facebook, oh my God, there's queues for the petrol station, and such has no petrol, and oh, what do we do? And oh, just go away, just live your life normally. Yeah. The thing is that there wasn't a shortage of toilet paper. There was millions of rolls of it. The reason there was the shortage is everyone bought it all out of the shops, so it took the supply chain a while to catch back up again. That's that's what causes the shortage. People panic buy it, and then it takes the supply chain a while to catch back up again. And the biggest shortage I've seen, other than petrol lately, is bottled water. People complaining, why is there no bottled water? What should we do? You got these things in your house called taps. Use them. The water out of them is just as healthy. Yes, hello, little Shelly Dwelly. I know you got babies down there because I just saw one come up. He just poked his little head up and went, oh, and went back down again. That doesn't mean all of you got to go over there and guard it. How often do I change water? They're not 10 gallon, they're 6 gallon. Once a week, depending on what's in them, Robert. So the Shelleys get 1 or 2 jugfuls a week. The Mollies get 1 or 2 jugfuls a week. Snails get the same, so it'd be 1 3-gallon bucket between those 3. Generally 1 3-gallon bucket between those 3. Most of which will come out of the middle one because there's probably around about 140 bristle noses in there. And that one gets 3 gallons once a week or twice a week, depending on how big the bristle noses in it are. That's 15 gallon. But that gets the filters cleaned out twice a week as well. I'm going to put a primer on the spay booth. Be right back. Someone's got a fit Chinese bed at work. When we talk, she clean. Looks lost at some of the words. Yeah. Sometimes you do have to explain certain things. Do I need to do water changes in the tanks? Nobody told me that. Well, apparently, if you use certain medias, you don't need to do water changes because they remove all the nitrates from the tank. Oh shit. Sorry, did I just cough and swear at the same time? Yeah, you still got to replace the minerals. Shelley's, I have the Neolamprologus similis. Let's have a look, see. So we've got the adults, or what was the adult colony in here. And it's down there behind that rock is where the babies are at the moment. And then what was the fry tank? Yeah, lots of watermarks on the glass. There's actually far more Shelleys in the fry tank than there are in the main tank now. So we've got about 7 or 8 sub-adults and a whole bunch of babies in there as well. Oh. Mara, have you been talking to Lisa? Because she just sent me a picture. Blue yeah, I know the ones you mean, the blue ocellatus ockies. Perhaps I just have that effect on women. They get in the bath and they think about me. Must want to vomit, I guess. But yeah. Oh, the new cribbies are up the front of the tank. Yeah, it's probably going to be a picture of some feet. So there we have the Cribensis or Pelvicochromis subocellatus pair that I got today. And wee! Yeah, Shelley's do rock. And in here, there he is. The teeny tiny double red Cacatoides, Lepistogramma, and a whole bunch of baby mollies. Hello, Mufter. Why do I always blame Marrett? Well, it's because it's normally your fault, Marrett. Is it? And if you've not seen these guys before, we have the hot pink round horns with the ivory shells, and the wonky camera work again. And there's the Scyphia multipunctata. You see we've got the adult pair in the fry, one of. Kakadu. Kakadu? What's a kakadu? The Epistogramma, the Cacatoides. He is, but that's because I already have a female in another tank. And the male in that tank passed earlier this week, so it's all right. We're not going black out. We're fixing the focus on the camera. Yeah, so we got a girly. We just needed another boy. And you see, I'm wondering, because they didn't breed and they were together, they'd already paired off in the shop, and they were a definite pair in the tank, but they didn't breed. I'm wondering whether she knew there was something wrong with him. You know, whether she knew he had some kind of condition or something not right, so that's why she didn't breed with him. I mean, they were a pair. They were bloody inseparable, but they never actually bred. So, yeah. So, my fish tanks aquatics, otherwise known as Mufter or Mufti. I think is a John. Forgive me, I'm crap with names. I mean, I'd forget my own. I have done repeatedly. I mean, it was getting to the point where I was thinking, do I do like a memento from the movie? Actually, get my name tattooed across the back of my wrist. So when someone goes, "What's your name?" And I have a brain fart, I can just go, and go, "Yeah, Dave." Yeah, knowing me, I'd get for a joke, I'd get the wrong name tattooed and then completely forget my own name and start calling myself the wrong thing. That's the kind of thing that I would do. Well, you playing silly buggers again as well, are you? Yeah, you doing chasey chasey? Yes. Behave. Go back into your nests and behave yourselves. Eh? No, don't you go pouting at me. And when are you going to give birth, Molly's? Because you're going to pop any day. Geez, the size of you. You got a real waddle on. Oh, wanting multis or similis. I'd go by, do you prefer a light sand or a dark sand? Because if you prefer a dark sand, go with the similis. Look at the size of them mollies. Jeez. That lyre tail. Size of the belly on her. Yeah, if you prefer light sand, they say go for the similis. If you prefer dark sand, go for the. No, if you prefer light sand, go for multis. If you prefer dark sand, go for similis. Says the guy with similis on the light sand. They both colour up better on those colour substrates. So mine look a bit washed out because they're on a pale substrate, whereas if they're on a darker substrate, their stripes would show up more. But I think they look rather gorgeous. Yeah, little tigers. It's when you look close and you see their little fangs as well. It's quite amusing. When you stick your hand in there and they bite you. You're like, really? It's like, yeah, you bit me, but your teeth aren't long enough to even get through the skin. Well, the hide on my fingers and hands. It was different when I got bitten by a blooming spaz. He drew blood. But then, the 10-inch biter that's not happy about being caught is going to turn around and bite you. Kind of to be expected. But then he was scared of the net, like most fish are, but he wasn't scared of me. So I could have chased him around for hours with the net trying to catch him, or just put my hand in and pick him out, which is what I did. Put my hand in, picked him up, lifted him out, and he turned around and took a chunk out my finger. And lovely Priscilla, here's my other hooter honey, lurking and doing the household chores. And Jason's here, the degenerate fish keeper. Howdy dowdy. Hope all is well in degenerate land. I suppose that's the kind of name I should have gone for, really. I mean, if anyone around is degenerate, it's me. And yes, Priscilla Romero, I've still got that image in my head of Hooters uniforms. It won't go away. I don't want it to. It's a good image. Yeah, we're missing Amber. Yeah, I think she was filming videos yesterday. I did hear. I think she was collecting wild fish and managed to fall in. So there might be a moist amber video. Well, just wet amber, soggy. Which I don't think any of us are going to complain about that. Scaly, howdy doody. Actually, that reminds me, I'm going to have to go through these models and figure out which ones need to go under the hammer. I don't mean eBay. Yes, from the conversation, was it last week we were talking about people wearing their Hooters uniforms? Well, Amber wearing hers, and then there was talk about other ladies wearing Hooters uniforms. And yeah, you know where my mind went. But yes, not under the eBay hammer. Some of these models are going to have to just go under a hammer. They take up a lot less room in the bin when you do it. 2 weeks, exactly. I ain't going to get that image out of my head quick, am I? Come on. Yeah. I think we might just have to go through and pull all the German ones out and smash them with a hammer and do a YouTube video on that. That'll upset some people. Some nice out of production German armor kits getting smashed with a hammer. Hell, I'm not going to smash the Russian ones, because Russian tanks are best. Far superior. Yeah, exactly. I need the space. I've got a bookshelf upstairs that is empty, except it's full of models. Actually, I've got 2 of them. And 2 bookshelves upstairs. There's one in the man cave and one in my bedroom that are just covered in model planes and tanks and stuffs. So yeah, we're going to have a stop hammer time, I think. Either that, or we're going to put the big poop kicker boots on and just go for a walk. Crunch, crunch. I mean, it upsets people enough when you smash a model kit or throw one in the bin. It really upsets them when it's German. And a Tiger tank, or Target tank, or Panther tank, or a King Target, or a Stump Target, or a Jagged Target. Yeah. All right. Oh, always better for seeing you, Priscilla. You know that. How is the Aquarium of the Pacific? I see you went there. Hope you had good fun times there. And I hope you didn't just want to buy everything. Not necessarily Aquarium of the Pacific, but this week's video is likely to be the marine section at my large local fish shop store. Just as a warning, there is a spider in there. Just the one. And I for a second, so Anthony took me as a blast. Good, good, good. See, I do pay attention to things I see sometimes. I mean, I can't remember where I saw it, but I know I saw it. Yes, there are some very cool fishies in that video. There's some things that I would like to keep. Other things that look really cool I really would not want to keep. other things you look at and you go, how the hell is that much money? But yeah, I mean, it's a large marine section with a lot of stock. So I think the salty people will enjoy that one, even though I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, music, headphones. You're not saying you want me to sing again, are you? That's just bad. Ah, hammer time. Stop. Hammer time. Yeah, yeah, I can't remember how the rest of that song goes. Oh, it's a sort of Queen Mary. Oh, that is a very haunted boat. Ship, sorry. Correct. Be correct. Queen Mary is a ship, not a boat. A boat refers to either a submarine or a small vehicle that is kept on board a larger vehicle. So you'd have the lifeboat. You don't have a life ship. The ship has lifeboats. New England Endler, hello. Buy old junk models for parts at yard sales and such. Add to my junkyard. Yeah, yeah. I've done random weird custom stuff. It is in my mind at some point I'm going to do a flying tank. Whether it's going to be prop driven or jet powered, I don't know, but there will be a flying tank at some point. Looks small next to modern cruise ships. Oh, they do. I mean, it's a shame things like the Yamato got sunk because that thing was immensely huge. And there are some members of the fish fam that could crawl down the gun barrels on that thing. I'm thinking Jess and Kerry could have easily crawled down the gun barrels of the Yamato. 18.1-inch guns, 9 of. Unfortunately, they got taken out by lots and lots of torpedoes and bombs. And lots of people died. So very sad. It's one of these things you kind of forget about when you're looking at naval history and battles. You think, oh man, and such a ship got sunk. Actually, the Yamato didn't go boom. It turned turtle and capsized. It was the English battle cruisers that went boom. Hood did that. One lucky hit from Bismarck that touched off the magazines, and was it 1,300? It was at least 1,000 men died. You hear of the if you study the history, as it were, of naval warfare, you hear like such and such a ship sunk such and such a ship, and well, that's one for one. But a lot of these ships had crews 1,000. I think the Bismarck, when it went down, had 2,400 men aboard. Like a couple of hundred were saved. The Royal Navy would have stuck around longer and saved more of them, but there were German U-boats in the area, so they couldn't, because the German U-boats were just as likely to torpedo an English boat ship that was rescuing German survivors as they were not to. We are only following orders. Yes. Orders are actually war crimes. Although I say that, the Kriegsmarine was the least Nazified of the various German armed forces in World War II. Isn't there a movie with the Bismarck? There is. Sink the Bismarck. Churchill's famous order when it was when When word got to him that the hood had been sunk, all hands lost, he basically turned around and said, "Sink the Bismarck." And yeah, from that point onwards, the Bismarck's days were numbered. Facing defeat from a smoke alarm, bloody thing won't stay on the ceiling. I find a nail works well, straight through the middle of it. And there's Anthony. Hello. Yo, yo, yo. Yeah, there was several. Hunt for Bismarck, Sink the Bismarck. Only if you want the basic story, watch the Sabaton music video for Bismarck. Awesome music video. It's only about 4 minutes long. I think 3 or 4 minutes, maybe 5. Definitely watch it. Watch it? Watch it. Yeah, Sabaton, Bismarck. Swedish metal band that do historical education metal songs. Nails with heads on are too big. No, I mean like hold it to the ceiling and put the nails straight through it. They work great after that. They don't make a single peep. No. Lurking about to hop in the pool with the kiddo. Out. Check for gators first. Actually, you're the wrong side of the country for gators, aren't you? Do you get gators in Cali? Bit of double-sided tape and no more nails. That's what I'd go with. And it's never coming down again, but the double-sided tape will hold it long enough for the no more nails to set. Yeah. Oh, you change fire alarms all the time. See, I smoke certain substances which would set off fire alarms. Yeah, I knew it was ones. I knew Florida had gators. I didn't know about Cali. Oh God, don't I sound American calling it Cali, California? SoCal. God, I watch too much American stuff. Attempt to kill when my arm is resting. Yeah, that is. Yeah, I've done some time as a sparky electrician, and yeah, having your arms up, yeah, they get tired after a time. And the old neck starts to ache as well when you're leaning back. Oh, you don't put your arms down. You're like, oh, you feel like John McCain putting your arms down. Yes, I know that's a bad joke. It was meant in jest. And then you sort of like, can't bring your head forward because it's been tilted back so far, so long that it just stays there. You almost have to like flick yourself to get your head to come forward again. Yes, California has a lot of sharkies. Yeah, and that is actually something I heard. A news article, but I heard it on a podcast. Is We Dumb? If you like humour, watch Is We Dumb. It's hilarious. But I don't know if it's the government or whatever. There's a thing on in Australia where they want to say change it from shark attacks to shark interactions. And when someone gets bitten, it's a negative interaction. No, it's an attack. I mean, yes, sharks will generally bite once, realize you're not a seal, and let go. Problem is, it tends to be fairly fatal. It's not necessarily an attack. They're just seeing whether you're edible or not, or whether you're worth eating. But especially if it's something like a white shark, yeah, you're kind of in trouble. But yeah, so was attacked by a shark. No, you weren't. You had a negative interaction. No, I was attacked. Yeah, you weren't there. Yeah. Because apparently saying it's a shark attack gives sharks a bad name and makes people scared of them. Well, yeah, you should be scared of sharks. You should be scared of anything that can kill you with its face. That's just like common sense to me. If an animal can kill you with its face, you should be a bit wary of it. And it doesn't have to be that big of an animal. A lynx could probably kill you. Like the one I heard about earlier, Darwin Award, there was apparently famous photography type personage going through a safari park. And the rule in a safari park is do not roll down your windows, especially not in the big cat enclosures. Window rolled down, leaning out with the camera, got mauled to death by a lion. It's like, seriously, people, think. Animal kill with his face. There's an X joke to be made. Yes. Saying that about your mother-in-laws. Yeah, they were going to be the exes of mother-in-law jokes. Yeah, but that's not kill you with their face. Mother-in-law doesn't kill you with their face. They kill you with a look. That look where you can just feel your soul being pulled out of your body. No. Thankfully, I don't have a mother-in-law because I'm not married. And Mary doesn't really get on with her mum either, so that's a bonus. I've met her sister and her sister's family. And that's about it. Many years ago, one stupid woman tried to pet a hippo in a zoo. Yeah. Yes, hippos being Africa's most dangerous animal, aside from the mosquito. Yeah. Yeah, don't pet a hippo. I mean, hippos are awesome. And if they're in an enclosure where you can like go up to a fence and stand there, if the hippo comes up to you, by all means, if it's give it a stroke. But don't go into the enclosure to do it. Lost a hand and you saw it. Oh dear. She did well to just lose a hand to a hippo bite. People trying to take pics with elk balls while they're in breeding season. Yeah, it's just, yeah, you deserve what you get. Don't go shooting that elk because it's killed a person or attacked a person. Shoot that person for being dumb enough to put themselves in that position. I mean, we've developed large metal cages with wheels and engines. Use them. We've developed fences for a reason. Stay on the side you're supposed to be on. I mean, I know this is me, Lord of the dumb injury. But, one nail is in the fire alarm, even though two nails think it's good enough. If it stays up there, it's good enough. I mean, if it gets hot and melts a bit in a fire, it might land on someone's head and alarm them that there's a fire going on. Yeah. Yeah, elk bull isn't. Oh, yeah, I know elk, moose. Well, we don't have them in the UK, but elk are a European also species. But no, it's like the people who go not necessarily hunting Bigfoot or well, I mean there are people who go trying to hunt Bigfoot. So what are you going to do if you find one that decides it doesn't want to be found? Basically an 8 foot tall ape that weighs probably 400 or 500 pounds. It's going to tear you in half without breaking stride. No, leave it be. Let it come to you. Safe bet with most animals, really. Let them come to you. Even a domestic cat, if you corner it, is dangerous. Pardon me. More like 700 to 900. But yeah, exactly. I mean, I think people are scared of me and cross the street. Jesus. Bigfoot? No. I mean, it's like the old joke. What do you do if you come across a gorilla in the jungle? Wipe it off and say sorry. Yeah, people climb at the animals, get killed, and then people want the animal put to sleep. Yeah, no. No, the right outcome has happened there. The idiot has removed themselves from the gene pool. And we all know that sometimes the gene pool needs chlorine. And people doing dumb stuff like that. You're off your left arms to the gorilla. To be fair, if I was wandering through the jungle and found a gorilla, it'd probably just accept me as one of its own. I got a silverback. My knuckles drag on the floor, so you know. I swear that's why most animals like me. It's because they think I'm one of them. Gorillas are the scariest vegetarians. Good question. Yeah, because the big whales aren't veggies, are they? They eat plankton. Well, krill. Blue whales eat krill by the container load. Trying to think what other veggies are. Hippos are veggie. They're pretty scary. And people who shape vegetables to look like meat, they're pretty scary as well. Some of my best friends, knuckle draggers. Yeah, I swear I'm going to have to do the design and get the copyright and patent on a pair of roller skates for Knuckles. I'm sick of scraping mine on the ground. Omnivores. Kind of like fish. If it fits in their mouth, they eat it. Yeah. Yeah. When are we going to get meat formed into vegetable shapes? Now, because you get like the chicken nuggets and you get like the chicken dinosaurs, like dinosaur shaped nuggets. Why don't we do those in like carrot and other vegetable shapes like Brussels sprouts and peas and runner beans and yeah. Why don't we shape meat into the shape of vegetables? Or would the vegetabilists start complaining? But one thing I will point out, if you go into a supermarket in a food panic buying time, so either a pandemic or snow in the UK, a small amount of snow. Now, the shelves will be empty, right? People will have panic bought everything. The one section or two sections that will still be full: the vegan section and the gluten-free section. The rest of the shop will be bloody empty, but you can get all the vegan and gluten-free stuff you want. What does that tell you? It doesn't sell very well. Yeah, I think gorillas are the scariest to eat veggies. Yeah, if they find meat, they'll eat it. Yeah. I'll say because chimpanzees do hunt. They hunt other monkeys mostly. They don't kill it either. They just like they catch it and start eating it while it's still alive. Well, see you later, Gabe. Enjoy the arrows, as we call it around these parts. Oh, I didn't actually realise it was that time already. 2 hours have already gone by. I must have been waffling well, or I fell asleep at some point and no one told me. Which was it? Have I been waffling away a lot, or had I fallen asleep at some point? Yeah. Have a good evening, Gabe. And I'm going to say the same to everyone else, because Fat Boy needs food and a toilet. Oh, I had to stretch his legs out a bit. So, same time next week, everyone. I shall be here. Hope you are too. Thanks, everyone, for turning up. If you manage to stick it out for 2 hours, respect. Enjoy your hobby. Don't forget to look out for this week's video, which will be quite likely part 2 of the Swallow Aquatics Fish Shop tour, the marine section. Peace out. Rock on. Bye bye. Sunday shop, do 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 do. Sunday shop, do 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 do. Sunday shop, do 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 do. Sunday, bloody Sunday.